Shubhanshu Shukla, who was in space for 18 days, will undergo gravity reconditioning. What is it? Shubhanshu Shukla will undergo gravity reconditioning. Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, the second Indian to travel to space and the first to visit the International Space Station ISS, returned to Earth on Tuesday after an 18-day mission. Shukla stepped out of the space capsule after completing 288 revolutions around the Earth with his fellow astronauts. So what does a stay in space or microgravity do to human body? How does the body recover? Why do astronauts like Shukla go through gravity reconditioning? And although astronauts appear to float in space, they are actually in a state of continuous free fall toward Earth while orbiting at high speeds. This creates the sensation of weightlessness, known as microgravity. Gravity still exists in space. On the International Space Station, for example, it's about 90 as strong as on Earth's surface. The reason astronauts float isn't because gravity is absent, but because they and their spacecraft are falling around Earth at the same rate, effectively cancelling out the feeling of weight. In microgravity, the body experiences several changes because it no longer has to fight gravity. Muscle atrophy. Without gravity, muscles especially in the legs, back, and core don't work as hard. Muscles shrink and weaken despite in-flight exercise routines. Bone loss. Weight-bearing bones lose mineral density, similar to accelerated osteoporosis. Astronauts can lose 12 of bone mass per month in space. Fluid redistribution. Fluids shift upward toward the head. This causes puffy faces, nasal congestion, and increased pressure in the skull, possibly affecting vision. Cardiovascular changes. The heart doesn't have to pump as hard in microgravity. Blood volume and pressure regulation may become impaired. Balance and coordination issues. The vestibular system inner ear balance adapts to microgravity and must readjust back to Earth's gravity. Let the games begin. Athletes from across the world are gathering today to kick off the 2024 Olympics, pushing boundaries and inspiring generations. If you were an Olympic athlete, which sport would you play? Pick. Twitter.com FC3VPVLY NASA July 26, 2024. Gravity reconditioning refers to the rehabilitation process astronauts go through upon returning to Earth, to readapt their bodies to gravity. This process includes physical rehabilitation, strength training to rebuild muscle, treadmill or resistance exercises to load bones and restore density. Cardiovascular training to improve blood pressure regulation and endurance. Helps combat orthostatic intolerance, fainting or dizziness when standing. Vestibular therapy. Balance exercises to retrain the inner ear and coordination. Nutrition and monitoring. High calcium diets, vitamin D supplementation, and bone density scans. Ongoing medical checks for vision, cardiovascular health, and bone health. Duration. Full recovery may take weeks to months, depending on mission duration and individual factors. NASA and space agencies like ESA and Roscosmos monitor astronauts during and after missions. Astronauts like Scott Kelly spent nearly a year in space, underwent extensive gravity reconditioning. Nan swipe left for next video. Sunita Williams has successfully recovered after spending 286 days in space, far longer than her originally planned 8-day mission due to delays with Boeing's Starliner spacecraft. She returned to Earth on March 18, 2025, and immediately began a 45-day rehabilitation program involving physical therapy, balance training, and cardiovascular exercise to help her body readjust to Earth's gravity. NASA reported she was very healthy, though she initially experienced typical post-mission symptoms like fatigue and difficulty standing. By late May 2025, Williams and Butch Wilmore had completed their gravity reconditioning and resumed normal activity. Latest blogs.